Welcome back, Norton Park students. I am so excited to have you back in Science Lab. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. This year, our theme is Building Superheroes in Science Lab. I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you what I've been up to this summer. This summer, I got to go to the lake with a lot of my friends. I got to go rock climbing. I also went to the new Braves Stadium. I got to help out with crafts and art projects at my church at VBS. My husband Brian and I got to go to the beach. And the most exciting thing I got to do was visit some of our own Norton Park students at STEM camp at KSU. If you've noticed, all around our school, there are all different types of superheroes. This year, in specials, our theme is also superheroes for the ticket parties. If your class gets 30 tickets and fills up our superhero chart, your class gets to have a party. Now, you need to know a few rules. Only when you're on your best behavior, you get a ticket from a specialist. When you get a ticket, you take it back to your superhero chart and you put it on the superhero. When your chart is filled, you need to make sure and remind your teacher to email the specialist that you visit next so that they know that you are going to have a party. Hey, did you notice that it looks a little different in here now? This summer, I decided I wanted to move the tables so that the classes could have more time to work together. You know how much I love for you to work together. This time, table 1 and 2 are grouped together, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. There is also a special section outlined in red. The space in the back is called an innovation lab. This is where you can go when you finish early or you need to be more creative in your project. This space will have Lego robotics, Spheros, Legos, building blocks, 3D printers, and much more.
Hey kids, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
This space also has access to our technology. Our computers and our iPads will be stored in this section. You might have noticed that this section has something called a 3D printer. This is called the MakerBot Mini. Now, we're only going to use this when we find problems that need to be solved at our school. For example, let's say one of the tables in our science lab is wobbling. How could I print something to make the table more stable? Or what if the problem is the door won't stay open? Could I 3D print a wedge that could hold the door open? The best example I can think of is some friends that I know that built something for a student who had a prosthetic arm so that they could use markers. What a great problem to solve at your school. So remember, when you're in the school or at home, I want you to think like an engineer so that we can help solve some problems at our school. Only problem-solving ideas will be what is printed from our MakerBot Mini this year. Hey, how do I think like an engineer? You might have noticed this poster in your teacher's classroom. It's called the Engineering Design Process, or EDP. This goes through a process to help you solve problems. The first step is ask. Ask, what is the problem that you're trying to answer? Second is imagine. This is where you ask yourself, how could I solve this problem? Or what are some possible solutions or answers? The third step of the engineer design process is plan. This is when you work with your group and you figure out a drawing that you think would work for your problem. Next is the create phase. During this phase, you are going to make something called a prototype to see if your plan would work. Then you will test it out. After it's tested, you're going to go to the improve phase. This is when you ask yourself what worked, what didn't, and how can you make it even better. The best thing about this process is it will allow you to continually make your design better. All right, if everyone's ready, let's try it.